A grassroots pro-democracy group led by a Republican former state senator says it's trying to build trust in elections. The group, called Keep Our Republic, is hosting forums in small towns throughout Wisconsin. Former state senator Kathy Bernier is the state director of this nonpartisan nonprofit organization. The group is working with local officials to organize community events meant to teach people about the election process and combat election conspiracy theories. The most recent town hall meeting was in Suamico. Former U.S. Representative Reed Ribble is an advisor to this group. He and Bernier say they heard many conspiracy theories during the meeting. Bernier says she's also gotten backlash, but she says she won't stop because the truth is on her side and the work needs to be done.